So very fast, dreams deferred, going to school not an option for starving children. And of course, this is happening across the country, from Kwale go to the northern part of Kenya, where now many school-going children are now forced to drop out because of the ravaging hunger. Drought hit residents here to benefit from 140 million shillings water project. 3 sub-counties are facing acute water scarcity have been earmarked rather to benefit. The project will include integrated water resources management and sanitation. And finally, World Health Organization interrupted immunization, a challenge in war against polio. Kenya joined the rest of the world in marking International Polio Day yesterday, and some communities and religious groups are still opposed to modern medicine and vaccines. So that is what's on the Standard as far as this is concerned. Doreen.
Yeah, just to pick it up with the Daily Nation, that story that you really highlighted in detail there, Victor, on the Standard is also well captured, again, in great detail on the Daily Nation. In fact, this is the main read this Tuesday morning. The entire front page just covers the story of the Pakistani journalist who was shot dead. And the biggest question is, how did he die? Was it really an issue or a question of mistaken identity, or this was planned entirely? Remember that he was also working on investigative documentary piece on matters corruption. He was also a big critic of the government in Pakistan there, and so also this has equally attracted various reactions from different quarters just across the globe. It also is one of those stories that has been trending online, particularly on Twitter, since yesterday. And just going by some of those reactions, particularly from the National Police Service, this is our very own NPS, who said in a statement that Sharif was shot after the driver of the car he was traveling in defied police orders to stop at a roadblock. The International Human Rights Foundation has also weighed in on this matter. They are alleging foul play and the shooting, refuted police accounts, while Foreign Press Association Africa demand a probe into the matter. So whilst this is happening, the Prime Minister has also, given his sentiments on this particular matter. That is Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who is now asking our President, Dr. Ruto, to ensure a fair and transparent investigation into this incident, which has equally drawn global condemnation. So this is the main read on the Daily Nation, and also a story that I believe has been captured in each and every daily that we have today. Away from that, now the IPOA starts crack units probe, whereby the Police Oversight Agency has now started investigations in the operation of the disbanded police crack unit, that is the SSU, which was disbanded by the President, and this is over matters of extrajudicial killings. The investigation is also targeting the entire National Police Service, not just a section of it which was disbanded, but also largely the entire National Police Service and other special formations within the service. And this is also following various complaints from different quarters in the country. And this is also over increased cases of enforced disappearances, abductions, and murder cases that have been reported by the various persons that are complaining over issues such as that. So that is what IPOA is now probing. We also look at how Chebukati has now welcomed the move by the President, who on Friday declared 3 vacancy slots in IEBC. That is for the position of the IEBC chairman, that is Wafula Chebukati, whose term is actually supposed to be ending next year, January. And this is also, in addition to him, is also 2 other commissioners, that is Abdi Gulie and Boya Molu, who, as I mentioned, their 6-year non-renewable term is supposed to end in January next year. And so because of that, the IEBC chairman has welcomed that move by the president, who declared those vacant positions in the commission therein. And also the chairman now says that early recruitment of his replacement and 2 commissioners will ensure there's a smooth transition in the commission, that is in the IEBC. Again, education lessons from the world's happiest country. We look at Finland, which since 2018 has been ranked the happiest country in the world. And the question always remains is that since then, why is just Finland always ranked as the happiest country? Which is this thing that they are doing that perhaps maybe other countries are not doing? But also going by this particular report, Kenya is now ranked at 119, and this is out of the 146 countries there. And going by what normally they use to rank countries in respect to which one is the most happiest, which one is kind of there, which one is saddest, they look at matters of the gross domestic product per capita, that is the GDP of the country, social support, healthy lifestyle expectancy, freedom to make life choices in the countries, generosity, as well as perceptions on matters corruption. It will also interest you to know that Finland is a country that our very own used to benchmark when they were coming up with the idea of CBC, that is a competency-based curriculum. Finland was that country that Kenya used to benchmark and see how they could roll out this new system of education, or if you may, the new curriculum. And again, also Finland offers free or highly subsidized food to all learners at a time when you're talking about cost of living. You can imagine this in this country. If you are in a school, then you have free food, or if it's not free, then it's subsidized. So this is largely part of what has made Finland since 2018 to be ranked as one of those happiest countries. And before I just throw it over to Steph, let's quickly look at the back page of the Daily Nation and what it's holding for you. And this is in respect to the vetting that took place the entire last week. We're talking about the 24 who were vetted. Of course, the 22 plus the 2 added. Those are of the advisory that are supposed to be sitting in the advisory committee there, that were vetted by the House Committee on Appointments. And now information reaching is that there just could be a divided report, what we call probably the minority report emanating from the Azimio la Umoja. And this is simply because they have taken issue with 4 of those nominees. And this are the former Meru Senator Mithika Linturi, who has been nominated to the position of Agriculture, Ms. Penina Malonza, position of Tourism, Zakaria Njeru Lands, and former Malindi Member of Parliament Aisha Jumwa, who has been nominated to the position of Public Service and Gender. And they say that these 4 are not competent. In fact, one in particular, that is Linturi, who one of those members says that he should clear his name first before he is considered for any nomination. So remember that once this report is tabled before Parliament, they are expected to debate on this matter, and they have 7 days to do so, debate, and therefore approve or disapprove any of those nominees. And they have up to 3rd of November to ensure that this exercise is complete. So we're also looking at perhaps, if at all they are going to issue that minority report, how it's going to look like, what kind of recommendations are going to be presented in that particular report. Steph.
All right. Just speaking from what you have left here on People Daily, that is what is making the main read for NCS list risk rejection. So the opposition legislators are pushing their colleagues to reject Ruto's choices, saying they have cases and are not competent. So we have there Moses Kuria, who's the nominee for Trade, Investment and Industry. His opponents have zeroed in on his past conduct, saying he's not suitable for the cabinet role. And we have Penina Malonza, who's the nominee, CS nominee for Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage. And they say those who want her rejected say she did not demonstrate understanding of what her docket entailed. Mithika Linturi, the CS nominee for Agriculture, has his critics saying that he has way too many court cases, 35 in number, and he should get them out of the way fast. On Aisha Jumwa, who's the CS nominee for Public Service, Gender and Affirmation Action, the opposition legislators say she has pending criminal case and protest the DPP's attempt to drop it.